What's going on YouTube? Top Tech here today. So today I'm going to answer the question, is it worth getting the iPad mini? Now ever since Apple actually released it on the keynote on the 23rd of October, the pre-orders went out on the 26th of October on Friday, and in fact I managed to order and get my hands on a 32GB Slate model, as well as the product red smart cover. Now I have to say though, after a matter of hours, the iPad mini in the white version actually slipped to 2 weeks shipping times, so I guess there was a demand. Now I don't know if the demand was as high as the iPhone 5, probably because the iPhone 5 had higher stocks that Apple had originally ordered as opposed to the iPad mini, so that's maybe why, possible reasons that the shipping time did slip to 2 weeks. But do you think that consumers are really just going for the iPad mini because of its name, because it's an Apple branded product? Now I think that majority of the case it is, that's the reason why. Apple is quite a dominating firm right now. It's something that consumers think is the way to go, and unfortunately because of media and social media, it is being overhyped quite a lot. Now I have to say I'm very impressed. I've been using the Nexus 7 since this summer. It's a great tablet, and for the price point of $199 US, Google are actually aiming to get their customers not to make profits from the actual hardware, but rather from the Google Play Store or any other forms of media consumption such as music or movies or apps. So I think Apple could be a bit, nicer in their sense of selling the device and actually have, lower prices possibly, and then make their revenue for the 7-inch devices from the iTunes store, the iBook store, especially because Apple did say that, for example, a lot of with the introduction of textbooks at the beginning of this year in January, for students to be able to afford to buy an iPad mini and enter the world of Apple, the technology behind Apple, and actually be able to use it. So I think even lowering the prices would even get customers, especially students, who can't afford to pay hundreds of dollars above the $500 boundary, for tablets and stuff. So I think that they may have been able to lower, which I think would have been a better option. Now, as for the competition and specifications, the iPad mini is really an iPad 2 sort of made smaller, with the exception of the two cameras, which are slightly higher resolution than the iPad 2. Actually, not slightly, quite a bit actually. They use similar optics to the iPad 3. Now, I don't think the camera is really the buying point for the iPad mini. However, the processor is actually a dual-core A5 processor, which is actually the same as the one used in the iPad 2. So we are just over a year behind in technology with the iPad mini. But why are consumers still buying it? Because as I said, Apple is really the name to be buying. It's more of, I need to get that brand rather than, oh, this is really the best value for my money. So as I said, I think Apple should have been kinder and really lowered their prices. So personally, in my opinion, I think Apple are going to do well with the iPad mini simply because right now they're quite a dominating firm in the choices of consumers, something that people really want to go forward and purchase because they think, oh, I have an Apple product. And I have to say, I feel very similar in that way. It's something to be prouder of, and I think a lot of people want to enter the world of Apple, be it through an iPad, an iMac, a Mac, or even the iPhone or even iPod Touch. So I think Apple are going to do quite well with the iPad mini, especially with the holiday season coming up. It'll definitely be quite high up in the list of things that children want during Christmas, followed by things like the iPod Touch. But I think the iPad mini, since it has a similar price to the iPod Touch, maybe a different alternate route for a lot of holiday buyers in the season. Anyway, that's some Top Tech. If you guys are interested in more videos like this, or if you want to find out any more information, leave a comment down below, or even just drop us a message on Facebook, Twitter, or even an inbox here on YouTube, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. That's from Top Tech. Go and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.